It's story time with Miss R. Homework! Yuck! Jamal made a case at the next open house, and it mattered much how he chose to stand his ground and took courage to validate his actions. A little bit of honesty and a little bit of courage had gone a long way in boosting Jamal's belief in himself. When Jamal opened the door, his mother could tell something was wrong. He looked like he was going to cry. Jamal, what is the matter? His mother asked. Homework, he shouted. Homework? Yuck! I will not do any more homework. Now Jamal's mother was quite concerned. She had never heard Jamal talk like that, and she had no idea that he didn't like doing his homework. In fact, each time she asked Jamal if he had done his homework, he would always answer yes. My teacher wants to meet with you, Jamal said. That's fine, his mother said, but I would like to talk to you before we meet with your teacher. I think now is the perfect time. Jamal and his mother talked for a long time, and all the while his mother was writing things down. Jamal chuckled to himself as she wrote. It was as if she was doing homework, and do you know what? She was. Then his mother said, Jamal, now that we are done, I want you to do the best you can on your homework tonight. Tomorrow morning, we will go to school together. Jamal agreed, and his mother continued with her homework. The next day, Jamal, his mother, and his teacher met before school started. Jamal was frightened. He didn't know what to expect, and it was all his fault for not doing his homework. Homework, yuck, he mumbled to himself. I heard that, his teacher said. Then his mother spoke, Jamal, and I discussed the situation last night, and I assure you will be doing his homework in the future. I also think you need to listen to his reasons. They are reasons and not excuses. Please let Jamal explain to you as he did to me. Well, Jamal was really frightened now. He had to talk to the teacher and tell her why he didn't do his homework. Jamal thought for a moment, took a deep breath, and began to began talking. I need time to have some fun. I spend all day in school, and then my teachers want me to spend the rest of the day doing homework. I like to spend time with my mother, brother, and sister. I also have to do my chores and help my mom since my dad doesn't live with us. When I really try to do my homework, it takes too long and I can't help my mom. I know, This makes her sad and sometimes angry. When I have done my homework, it takes so long to get it back that I can't learn from it. Meanwhile, you are teaching something else. I just get lost. Jamal's teacher thought for a moment and then said, I never realized you were so smart. You have made some very good points, and I need to consider them. In fact, all the teachers need to hear them. I will consider your comments before I assign homework in the future. I would like you to talk to all the teachers. Will you do that? Jamal agreed and he spoke to all the teachers, parents, and students at the school's next open house. He was frightened, but he made excellent points. In fact, the school changed the way they assigned homework. It was easier on the students, and they were able to complete it and learn. They also had some time to play and spend time with their families. Now, Jamal does his homework and actually looks forward to doing it. Now, his mother doesn't have to ask if it is done. So, this story, Homework Yak, is a story of a typical boy not wanting to do his school homework. His reasons, not excuses, address the five major causes of children not wanting to do homework, not because they are lazy or don't understand the assignments, but because they are children. Their needs must be considered and a compromise made between the educators and the students. Our next story is about Dylan the dragon and the playground ride. In this classic tale, Dylan learns to make friends despite obstacles, and when the happily ever after arrives, both the dragon and the reader have learned a thing or two about relationships. Dylan, the young blue dragon, lived deep in the Rockstone Mountains of Scotland. Every day, the playful young dragon woke up early in the morning and flew all around the mountains and valleys looking for something to do. When he was hungry, he would go home to his cave where Mommy Dragon would have hot soup ready for his dinner. Wash your wings and get ready for tea. I made your favorite today, darling, pea and toad soup, said Mommy Dragon. Dylan sighed. Thank you, Mom, he said sadly. Whatever is the matter, son? Every day you come back home happily for your tea, but today you look so sad, inquired Mommy Dragon. I'm lonely, Mom. I can't find anyone to play with in all the lakes, mountains, and valleys in Rockstone. There isn't a single dragon for me to play with, he grumbled. Well, how about this for an idea? Why don't you fly down to the village, playground and see if the children there want to play with you. Dylan woke up bright and early the next day. He was very excited that he would soon have friends to play with every day. He put on his baseball cap and school tie and flew past the valleys and mountains until he reached the little village of Falkirk. He glided down to a passerby to ask for directions to children's playground. That, that, that way, pointed the quivering man. Oh, he must be cold, thought Dylan. After all, humans don't breathe fire like dragons, so they must find it very difficult to keep warm. Not long after, Dylan the dragon came in for a swift landing in the center of the playground. The playground was filled with smart young children in bright red and gray uniforms. With their school ties, Dylan tugged at his tie and cleared his throat to feel very well dressed for the occasions. He was about to open his mouth to introduce himself when he suddenly heard, "Arg! Run! It's Dragon! He's going to burn us alive!" yelled one of the young boys. All the children ran frantically towards the exits and disappeared in no time. Dylan sighed sadly. All he wanted was some friends to play with, but clearly humans were very scared of dragons. He flew home with his head hung low to see that what Mommy Dragon had made for tea. The next day, Dylan decided to try and make friends with the children in the playground again. He's, he tucked his white handkerchief in his left grill and scooped up a large branch lying on the floor. He made it into a white surrender flag. He crossed his clothes and hoped the children would give him another chance. Down he flew again into the center of the playground with his white surrender flag clenched in his jaw. "I just want to play and be friends," he said softly. "But how will you play with us?" shouted one of the girls. "You are too big for our swings and slides. You won't fit in our roundabout." "Well, why don't I take you all for a ride to the valleys and mountains of Rockstone?" "Yay!" squealed all the children at once. They climbed onto Dylan's back, and off the children went on a very exciting flight. From that day, Dylan and the playground children were friends, and every day Dylan the dragon would take the children on the best playground ride ever. Dylan the Dragon and the Playground Ride in this classic tale, Dylan learns to make friends despite obstacles. And when the happily ever after arrives, both the dragon and the reader have learned a thing or two about relationships. Thank you for watching, children. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe on my channel. Good night. Thank you, everyone.